What's going on, everyone? It's Mike, it's John back again. Match reaction, Everton 2, Peterborough 0. A game where we didn't go long once.
I'm surprised. And I said to you, it's different football. You know what I mean? We've seen that, like, the defence playing it out from the back and all that, and using the midfield instead of that big long ball that we've seen this season. Yeah. And it looked better. I'm not going to stand here and go, we're world beaters and we played in a different way, but it just looked more composed. And I think the likes of Jake O'Brien, who come into the team tonight, we utilised him and it worked well for him because it brought him into the game and it showed us what he can do.
Yeah, I just thought obviously the shape was different. He played a 3-5-1-1. There was more transition in the middle of the park. We were more prepared to get the ball out wide, play through players like, play through like Lenka.
You know that, bro? You deserted me tonight.
And then playing through the transitions, the lines. We tried to keep the ball on the deck, and it was different to what we're used to. We're used to pump it up to the centre forward. He holds it up. They flick on and you try to play off it, which we can't do. We don't do very well. We've struggled all season doing it. We haven't scored enough goals doing it. Tonight, we tried to play football, and don't get me wrong, it wasn't great at times. We overpassed at times. We didn't put the ball in the box at times. But what we did do was we at least tried to play different. We at least to try a different style of play.
We tried it. The thing is, though, I don't think we've got the footballers to do that much. So when the new manager comes in, I think we've got to find that blend of where we can play football and where we can't.
Yeah, and
I don't think there was much blend tonight. I think it was more defensive, but I think that's what these players have been used to.
Yeah, but I also think.
See what I'm saying?
No, I get what you're saying. It's. We don't know the story that's what's happened tonight. Obviously, we've walked in. Sean Dyche has been sat 3 hours before the kick-off. We don't know what Leighton has said to the players. We don't know what Seamus has said. We don't know anything that's happened behind the scenes. But all we do know is that performance tonight, the team set-up was probably Sean Dyche.
Yeah.
It was probably set up.
Well, he took training this morning.
Yeah, so they've worked on something. But what I found interesting is, was he today trying to play the football on the deck? Was that his plan today? Was Sean Dyche's plan today to play that style of football? Or was Leighton Baines come in and gone, right, scrap all of that, you're not going to go long, you're going to try and keep the ball on the deck. If it works, great. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
See, I'm going to go with that one. We know Sean Dyche's set up. Right, we've all agreed that he goes long ball.
Yeah.
And we didn't see it much tonight. So I think Leighton Baines has probably come in and scrapped all the plans that Sean Dyche has done in his last training session. And he said to the players, look, do what you can. Listen, this squad of players and this team, the first 11, isn't very capable of playing good football. But I think we tried to mix it up from what Sean Dyche has told them and what Leighton Baines has come in and told them. And they've done their best to stop them long balls and to try and play football. Unfortunately, we don't have the players to do that, and I think that showed tonight because it wasn't great.
No, it wasn't great, but I'm much happier seeing that attempt, seeing that.
Well, they tried.
Than watching, like we've seen the last 19 games this season, the long ball stuff, and talking about the goals, better goes round a goalkeeper. When the last time have we seen a striker go round a goalkeeper?
Well, every time we've seen a striker run at the goalkeeper and try to take it round him, he's fell to pieces. Calvert-Lewin.
Yeah.
So Beto found a bit of confidence, and do you know where Beto found that confidence, in my opinion? Because he was playing under a different manager. Because I think it's well known that he didn't enjoy playing under the previous manager. I will call him a previous manager because he's not here no longer. Thank you. And it was just a bit of confidence that he had freedom. And I said to you, I was sitting next to you for the first 15-20 minutes, and that when you look at the game, there was a bit of freedom in the football, and they were looking for the runners, and the forwards were taking their opposition's defensive on. You know what I mean? And it just looked like there was some confidence there. There was a bit of freedom.
Yeah,
I think we've played with that tonight.
Yeah, I think.
Listen, I'm not saying a bit of freedom as in with world beaters, and it wasn't great, but I just felt like there were certain players who felt better that the previous manager wasn't there.
Yeah, there definitely felt like there was, it felt like it here. You know, you spoke about it. You know, we went to the Wetherspoons before, and you said there was almost
everyone
like,
felt happier.
There was almost like a new feeling. And the one thing I'm going to say, and you know, people will shoot me down for this, but look, Sean Dyche being sacked is absolutely right. But the fact that he walked in today, he took training, he's left with dignity, he's left with respect, he's left with me going, thank you for the service you've done. It hasn't worked. It hasn't worked. The style of play hasn't worked. The football hasn't worked. We haven't enjoyed it. However, I respect the way he's gone out. I respect the way that he has set up this team tonight, whether it was the team, the formation, whatever he did. I respect the fact that it is now done. There's been no moaning, and we move on. And it does look like David Moyes is going to be coming in the short-term basis. Looks like a 6-month deal with some sort of extension, depending on how well these 6 months do. You know, the season's not right off. There's 19 games left, and there's a lot more quality in that team than sitting fighting relegation. So, I'm not saying we're going to, you know, finish 10th or in the top 8 or whatever, but this Everton team is better than 17th, 16th in the league.
Well, we spoke about this on the channel, and you look at this Everton team, and you look at the way I think we've been held back under the previous manager. And I think when we move on now, and you look at what we've got, David Moyes will come in here, and he'll try and get the best out of these players. He will not play square pegs in round holes. He will give them the freedom, and he'll ask them, how do you feel? Where do you want to play? How do you feel about the previous manager? Let's sit down, let's talk about it. Because David Moyes gets this club, right? And on the match preview for this game tonight, I said I wasn't even asked if we lost, because we're not going to win it anyway. David Moyes comes in here, I'm not going to turn around and say we'll win it. But what I will say, it's a different change. It's a different feel around the club. And as you quite rightly say, there's a man being brought in probably tomorrow. He gets Everton, and we see where we go from here. Yeah. And that's it.
Yeah. Man of the match for Everton today?
Jake O'Brien played well, to be fair.
Yeah, I'd give it to Jake O'Brien as well.
And this is the thing, you know, if you look at, I keep mentioning the previous manager, I can't even bring myself. Thanks very much for your service, previous manager. What I will say, I think he slotted in quite well tonight. I know a lesser opposition, it will be interesting to see what he does if he gets stepped up under David Moyes. But on tonight's game, I think Jake O'Brien deserved the man of the match.
Yeah, I don't disagree. And I'm more than happy for him coming in, playing a commanding role. You know, we saw the Bennett.
John Stones.
He looked like a player. You know, there was a Cruyff turn, there was a couple of movements that you think from a centre half, you think that's your sort of ball playing centre half that we at times.
He was calm on the ball.
Yeah,
he played
it was.
It out.
He was, and actually, I thought. I mean, don't get me wrong. And this is not a dig at Peterborough, but it is Peterborough. You know, this is a game that 3 Premier League centre halves should be dominating. You know, Jacob Bond was at Lyon. Branthwaite is an England international. And so is Michael Keane. All 3 of those were more than capable and should have been more than capable of dealing with them, and they did.
I think, to be honest with you, I think the defensive line, or whatever you want to call it, were actually better than going forward tonight, because I still think we lacked something.
There was just that odd moment when the Peterborough got in behind. There was that lad on the right hand side or left hand side for them.
But Premier League teams hate you for that.
Yeah. So that's where we need to make sure that we're progressing. But hey, we are where we are. We keep smiling. We go again. Yeah, I think that's it. Guys, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, and we will see you for the match debrief tomorrow. Peace.